What's up, wavers? Welcome to PhD and Waves. Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to go over how to maintain your 360 waves during the summer or during those hotter months where you're sweating, you're moving around. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to maintain your 360 waves so you don't lose progress. So let's get right into it. All right, wavers, I always get questions of people asking me, how do you keep your hair so laid during the summer? How come you're not losing progress? How come you're not over curling? So the first and most important thing that you want to do as a 360 waver during the summer is you want to make sure you have your Durag on more often. This is because during the hotter months when you're sweating, your hair is going to frizz up, it's going to move out of place, and the only thing that you can do to protect your pattern is to wear a Durag. If you're at the gym, if you're running, if you're at the beach, make sure you have your Durag on, because when you're sweating, your hair is going to frizz up. And if you have your Durag on, your Durag is going to prevent your hair from frizzing up. So it's very important to have your Durag on when it's hotter. I'm not saying you have to wear your Durag all the time. Obviously, if you're going out, if you're going on a date, if you're hanging out with friends, you don't have to wear a Durag. But if you're at the gym, if you're playing football, if you're playing basketball, make sure you have your Durag on, because you're sweating, you're moving around, you might hit your head, and that will cause you to lose progress. The second thing that you can do during the summer to maintain your 360 waves is to keep your hair at lower hair lengths. I'm not saying have a super low cut, but make sure your hair is at a medium to low length, because if your hair is really long, if you're wolfing, if your hair starts to frizz up, it's going to be very difficult for you to lay your pattern back down. But when your hair is at shorter hair lengths, it's way easier to lay your pattern down and to move it in place if it moves out of place. So make sure to keep your hair at medium hair lengths. That way it's easier to control, it's less likely to frizz. Because if your hair does frizz and your hair is really long, it's going to be very difficult to lay it back down. So during the summertime, I try not to go on super long wolves. I try to get a haircut every 2 weeks. And if my hair starts to get long, I make sure to trim it down so I don't start to over curl and over wolf. The third thing that you could do during the summer is make sure you're staying up to date with your washing styles. Typically, I like to wash my hair once a week. But during the summer, I wash my hair maybe 2 times a week. I do that for 2 reasons. Like I said, in the summer, you're sweating a lot, so you want to make sure your hair is clean. So you do want to wash your hair more frequently. And also, the washing style is a cheat code. It bounces your waves back to normal, and it makes sure your pattern is super laid. So you do want to make sure you're staying up to date with your washing styles. This is going to help bring your pattern back into place, keep it laid, and keep it clean. So doing the washing style is very important during the summer. Let's say you forget to wear your Durag and you go swimming. The washing style is gonna bounce back your waves and make sure everything is laid down after it got super frizzy. Fourth thing that you wanna do during the summer is you wanna make sure you're staying up to date with your brush sessions. Like I keep saying, in the summer, your hair is gonna frizz, you're gonna sweat, so you wanna make sure your pattern is trained. So you wanna make sure you're doing a brush session in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, just to make sure your pattern is trained. The more trained your pattern is, the less likely it is gonna fall out of place. So make sure you're constantly training your pattern and making sure it's in place. So when your hair does frizz or move out of place, your hair is already trained, so you could just brush it back into place and you're good. When it comes to the summer, it's not about products, because products, they're already gonna melt in your hair. They're not really gonna do too much for your hair. It's all about keeping your hair trained, keeping it laid and protected with your Durag, and doing the washing style, in addition to making sure your hair is at lower hair lengths so it's easier to control. Even if you use a product like this is not really gonna do anything for you in the summer because it's already gonna be melted. This is a great product, but obviously in the summer when it's super hot, this is gonna melt like a candle. It's only gonna build up in your hair. So all right, y'all, the last thing I will say is to do the Ziploc bag method. I am gonna go into this a little bit more in another video, but the Ziploc bag method is gonna help you keep your hair laid and get rid of any frizz. So make sure you just do the Ziploc bag method. This is gonna keep your hair compressed and laid. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Hopefully you guys keep your hair laid and super silky during the summer. Now it's time to flex our waves. During the summertime, when the sun is shining and when it hits our waves are gonna look super silky. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.